here. Let's see if we are here. Oh my goodness. Hello to you people. It is I. I'm still here. It is still alive. Yeah, I refer to myself as it sometimes. The Warrior Junior. It lives. It breathes. It survives somehow. Please bear with Warrior Junior. Make the futile adjustments. Is it futile adjustments? No, sorry. I thought I had a little more light. And a very good morning. It is I. Yes, it is WJ. The Warrior Junior that continues the battle. I fight for you. I fight for me, but I fight for you too. If you are what I call a real man, and you know what I'm talking about. You have been in the trenches. You've been rejected by women. You've procrastinated. So, like, both tried everything like I have. But this is not just all about talking about meeting women. I give some pretty sound, real life advice based on what I've gone through, in my life. So hopefully you can take, whatever you can from it. And if there's anything that's applicable to you, then and it would help you, then I feel like, hey, I did my job. Like I helped somebody. So that's kind of cool. I do this as a public service for free. Uh, I was asked me something. I say I'm not a public servant, but I guess in this case I am. As you know, every episode is brought to you by. Generally, it depends. Depends. Sometimes I drink water. Sometimes, but not this time. This is our general. Our. It's funny the chai spice. I gotta think of that lemon ginger. I haven't touched it in a while, and the reason is I used to dip the cinnamon graham crackers in there. I haven't bought those in a while. I think they're easing off the sugars too much. Well, not too much, but it's good. It's good and hot. That's good. Um, Better hot than cold. You get more time to drink it. They. Before I get to what happened last night, another Friday Not, as the title implies. Um, the older I get, and if depends your age, of course. I kind of struggle with not my age, but my time. And I guess you could say that's age because, when I'm 48, so 24 would be 24 years ago. It's like late 90s. And, as you know, I talk about dancing and everything. I'm going to talk about what I would consider makes you like a master. Maybe as a bodybuilder or a dancer. And it's not just like, wow, that guy's got a great physique. That's that's basically, we would think that's it. Somebody that's really, dances like incredible. It's a master. Let's delve in. I've seen people show up and what they're wearing. Like I've seen dudes show up to nightclubs wearing a tank top. And really well built. And I know they want to show. But this is not the place to. First off, I always hated that. It's just stupid. Never liked those shirts that just have they're held together in the back. You can see your whole back is just held together by a thin. I know what a wife beater looks like. Right? It's like a modified tank top or something. Gold gym thing. I never liked that anyway. It's just stupid. I like form-fitting things. Better than this. This is not. It's like this kind of close, but I've seen ones that are way better. collared shirts, and then they're kind of tapered over, just over the bicep thing. You can pull it up if you want, but I like it low. Don't need to roll up your sleeves if you got good arms. You don't have to, because you can see, with the density, like in your upper chest area and your shoulders, and if you got some decent separation in your traps, which I do not. I mean, I guess, I look sometimes like in the mirror, and after like a workout or something, before I take a shower, I hit kind of like a hard, I guess like not really crab pose, but I can see some separation, but not like, I've seen like Batista or something like that, where really they get on the thing and they come around, with his arms, and you can see the fucking boom, boom separation from the traps and the shoulders. But and they say, well, it's all PEDs. These guys, they work out hard, but it's gear too. I mean, I watched the thing with Michael Hearn. I was on YouTube, and a lot of respect for that guy. A lot of it. So what I'm going to say is, and I even wrote something, which I'm going to address right now. He was training. He was at Frank Zane's house, I guess. And I mean, dude, Frank Zane. Big ups to him. He's. I mean, come on. I've talked about, my respect for that guy. 3-time Mr. O, and stand on the stage with Vince Arnold. And literally thought he should won in 1980. When Arnold came back, Zane was pissed. He got fourth. Like imagine 3-time defending Mr. Olympia 3 times, and Arnold comes back out of retirement and beats him. Of course, it's show leaders. Joe Weeda show. Zane was really, really pissed about that. But my point is that, God, like guy 200 fucking pounds, like my height, and could hold his own, rightfully, and not only hold his own against Arnold, but the 3-time Mr. Olympia, So now I don't know. He was looking too good, last time. Kind of had like a belly on him, but it must be. Hey, the guy's like probably 70 or something. It's really hard, like who knows? Maybe he's having some health problems. You get older, he talked about what he was taking and stuff. But he's with Michael Hearn, who's like probably early 50s. But fuck, the guy took off his shirt. Here, I mean, not even close, but I mean, fuck, dude. I mean, that guy. No, like I mean, I think I'm alright. Like yeah, but I said, well, you got some lats there. You're not bad. But you fucking should see this Michael Hearn fucker. I mean, like, it's like, his abs, fucking just the way it's like a fucking, it's a Greek god, like it's a Greek god. He does like these poses, and his arms and it's a fucking, I would look like a nothing. If I was standing next to that guy. I mean, I remember I met John Cena. It was the same thing. Like, I was wearing a form-fitting shirt. I was bigger than this. I was about 185. And that guy put his hand out, and it was like this. It was like a mitt. I mean, I couldn't believe, like, I was like, God damn, like so it's now what I wrote was, what did I write? I wrote a line or two. I put like, there's no way to get like that without pushing the pin. No offense to that guy, but not taking gear. And the lights went out in Georgia. But no, now it's like it goes without saying. I maybe it's just kind of like frustration or something, because like, I really, I mean, I started, I stopped, I got real serious. Then I had kidney stone surgery because I was bigger than this. I mean, I got a picture with Chris Jericho where I was bigger than him. Of course, not when he was on his cycle. No. And I know he was on. You don't have to ask. I know. I could tell. I've been around too long. But I was definitely at my highest. People was like, "What are you, like 2 something?" Now low 2s, like maybe 215 or something like that. But I was close. I was close to 200. And it's a lot, when you're solid, it's a lot. And I just never been able to get back. Now, when I get off air, I'm saying don't even lift, don't even eat, just regular day to day maintenance. I'm like about 150, 155 maybe. They get pretty serious, I get up to like 175. And then it becomes pretty hard. The body just won't give me, like I'm eating, I eat like a pound of meat, mashed potatoes and stuff. But it's got to be constant. It's really fucking hard. You could see my thinness, my wrists, and I'm not a big. I'm not, I'm only 5'9", so it's really hard. Really, And then you got to sleep a lot. I get tired. The food wears you down. Um, Training is like automatic for me, I guess. But I'm not strong either. So like I've got everything as a bodybuilder, everything against me. Everything. There's no. The only thing I could say is that I got knowledge from a long time. I mean, I can literally say I was lifting in 1989. 88, 89 in the high school gym. That's when I first started. That's when I kind of was like, because I was really small, and I felt like, hey, what? I can learn how to do this. This is kind of easy. They had the universal machines back then. Jay Cutler talks about it. Military press, bench press machine, all attached leg press machine, and dipping bar. It's like a 4-station thing. And I kind of like just got into it. Trial and error, learning. And then it was I played baseball, so we had access in Valley College to the weight room. Um, I remember like trying to squat the first time, and I just did not like it at all. So I abandoned that exercise completely. Didn't get into squats until I was just doing all upper body, some leg extensions a little bit. Maybe around 2000, I kind of like started to say, hey, because I didn't understand, how you could build the legs. It's kind of complicated. The lying leg press machines, you really don't get enough on. Squat was really, big ass, big legs. I mean, that's really the answer. But it's a power exercise, and if you're not a powerful person, you got to crank out quite a bit, and it's hard. It took me like a lot of time. Now, hack squats I almost never did. Now I'm kind of getting into it because I'm starting to understand. Oh, okay, well I can position my feet outwards. It still feel a little pressure in the knees sometimes. That hits your front quad. I guess it's 4 muscles in the quads. I don't know all scientific names, but I do feel a different type of resistance pressure in the I guess it's the outer quad. So of course leg extensions. I've done. I kind of modify them. I'll do them the Menser method. Sometimes I still do that dumbbell on the shoulder kind of thing. I mess around with it. That death machine is very interesting. We have that, basically where you get into it where it's a squatting movement where you put the weights on the side and the handles are up here. You're back to the back, and you're in the back. Dexter Jackson calls it death machine. Very effective, I guess. I feel like I get all these things. We have this U kind of thing, the U machine where I lay on the ground, and I do it for hamstrings. I basically positioned on the ground with my palms on the ground, whatever, and I'll just kick back, push back, and I seem to get like a lot off of it. But it's like a hamstring leg bicep machine, and there are leg biceps. That's the term. I know I'm not making it up on my own. Um, but I don't like my legs don't blow up like plaits. I don't get that real huge, gigantic legs. But I know he was taking. Guys, that's one thing I hate about it. Like all these guys show you all these exercises, but they don't really talk about how they took exactly like, and that should go down with like an offshoot of nutrition because pharmacology is really important. Like I know Dave Palumbo talks about in Muscle RX. He gets into it, but you know, and I remember that guy walked by me at Night of Champions, and God, good Lord, that guy. He was wearing just a vest, no shirt underneath, and it was like this. And then now you look at him, you'd be like, where's that guy? But they showed pictures of him when he was 330. You know, he wasn't 330 when I saw him, but he's fucking big. Okay, he was. Who knows? He might have been. I don't remember. I just remember seeing. I thought it was Nazarel somebody, you know, but no, it was Dave Palumbo. He walked. It was the most cut. I couldn't believe somebody could be that cut up and that big. I mean, it was just good lord, you know. And when you see somebody like even Michael Hearn, you know, it's like I realize like, it's a shame somebody can't get like that naturally with all the years of lifting, and you can't. And the reason is because um, your muscles you can't. It's underneath, I guess. I mean, I think like the muscle density and the hardness. And what happens is those PEDs with specific, you know, I don't know if he's shooting trend or just test or whatever. Not to say he doesn't train. I mean, you know, but dude, I met guys that don't even fucking lift. You know, they take stuff and the guy, one guy told me like he wasn't like so hurt, but he goes, I haven't seen the inside of a gym in years, but I know he's taking like, and it's not just a little growth or a little bit of testosterone thing. I don't know. I mean, I've heard all the names, you know, all the terms. I know that William Llewellyn's book, you know, is like an incredible desk reference. But I gotta be honest with you, you know, like I started thinking to myself, you know, of course, like Anavar is a, you know, very popular anabolic. But also like, was it oxandrolone, oxymethylone, the Anadrol 50, and you know what? It would be like, I know you take that, you know, you blow up kind of thing, but it's like seen The Rock, you know, like bitch tits. You know, he had like you could tell he had gynecomastia, the bitch tits. And he was probably taking some orals and stuff like that. But it's like I don't want that. You know, I don't want to risk. You know, you shoot growth hormone. You know, everything gets bigger inside. You know, all the organs and everything like that. People like you can see. I guess not John Cena. You can't really tell, but still, like some of these people that are really abuse growth hormone. You can see the guts through their stomach. You know, like it's like disgusting. You know, like the bad. You know, and I just you know, it's like, you know, he looks incredible, I got to admit, but there's people like, you got to understand, on camera is one thing, in person is another. I mean, I told you, when that guy put his hand out, like, he met me, kids would be scared. They'd be scared of seeing somebody like, you know, because he's fucking big. I mean, you know, he's not just, you know, you're 250 at 6'1". Arnold, I don't think was ever 250 in his heaviest. He was close. He was maybe 245 or 240 maybe, but I mean, it's like, whoa. I mean, it's you know, and it's not just that. It's like that's why he called himself the prototype initially because that was it. You know, the prototype of what you know he wanted to be something like an experiment in a way, and I guess the experiment was a success. You know, man, he has like these thick fucking forearms, his hands. It's like a fucking fuck. You know what I mean? You could lift till the end of time. You won't get you can't. You can't. Um just like Michael Hearn, if you look at like that look, you know, that hardness of shape, you could lift to the end of fucking time. You will not get that. You won't get it. There's no, you know, like Brock Lesnar. You know, my friend used to call him baby fat. You know, like you know, he was first came out. You know, um, that even though you couldn't really see every muscle defined on him, but he was extremely powerful in that size. I know he was taking for a fact. He was taking something. Um, and you know, again, you could lift to the end of time. You will not get to look like any of those guys. No way. No, 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 and no. I know I'm repeating myself and saying it, but it's really important to understand the power of these compounds of what these guys are taking. Nobody really talks about that. Now, I remember though WWE had a wellness policy and they popped Randy Orton with, whatever. And it's kind of stupid. You would think like there's a thing that they say McMahon gives it to him, so it's a dumb fucking, a whole thing, wellness policy. They're entertainers. They're not, yeah, they're athletes, but it's sports entertainment. It's not a real sport. It's like, can you imagine if bodybuilders were there'd be no Mr. Olympia contest. They would be twerps. They would be, you know, I kind of seen a picture of like what The Rock looked like a couple of years back when he was off cycle for a little while, and it's like lean down, like these people that are tall. It's really interesting, to see what these guys don't look like when they're, when they're not on a cycle or whatever, they're not, if they haven't taken or whatever like that. Even like William Regal, I guarantee, like he took a little something. Greg Valentine talks about it. He didn't like the puffy, the bloated kind of look, but um, it's kind of like you have to. It's because what happens is, if can you imagine what, like, they would look like nothing. Like if one guy wasn't on nothing, and like you're standing in the ring against somebody, that is, you're gonna look like a twerp. Even if you got the height, it doesn't matter. You're gonna look very, very small, skinny, compared to somebody that's on. I remember when I first saw Cena, I go, how big can that guy be? And then I found out. I found out. Like, good lord, Um, I've always been fascinated by it because I've always loved, bodybuilding. And I guess, like, I mean, I really, the contests, I mean, are kind of one thing, but I've always loved like WWE. I've always loved the entertainment factor. I mean, I remember like the Ultimate Warrior when I was a kid. It's like, good lord, that guy, and Macho Man, Never, I think I met him. I think I met him when I was a kid. I met him, yeah. I met um, at WrestleMania 7, the one at the sports arena. They were all in LA, yeah. Even before I wish I could have been, I mean, but I wanted to be a baseball player more than anything. That was my ultimate dream. Um, but I already talked about that. That was got my little something to walk away from. Um, okay, let me talk about another Friday night. So went up to Piggy, and that awful DJ wasn't there. So I kind of was like, whoa, okay. And the music sounded kind of decent for a minute there. It was kind of like, I didn't see any other DJ. I don't know if they were running on a rotation or whatever. So I said, let me hang out up there for a little bit. And seeing it just wasn't really happening, but I hung out there. I went over to the den, and the den, it's not a good place to dance at all. Crowded with a lot of people, but just not a good place to dance. But let me kind of stand around, maybe socialize or something. No, 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 nothing. It's not my thing. I know you need to work on it because you're going to talk to women. You need to be able to, and I'm not really worried about that. I go, it's a dance. It's my MO. It's like what I do is I get like two things off. So what do you get off of dancing? If you're really good and you're ready, whatever, what are you doing? You know what? Yeah, it keeps you first class conditioned for the opportunity that will never come. That's my pessimistic answer. And then it's like your that's your communication. You're like, wow, look at that guy go, kind of thing. But who cares, right? I've had women approach me, many times when I'm dancing. It's like I want to be different. I don't want to be the average schmuck just going up to a woman and hitting on them. Don't make me feel like I'm anything special. I can get haircuts. Good shave too. So Those are the little things I talk about, you know. Keep yourself together. That way, the little shit, you know, that's like, hey, I don't, you know, a little, it's kind of cool, little scruff, because I got like gray, I don't, you know, that's all right. It just, mine doesn't grow, so it just starts itching after a while, it gets out of hand, it's like stupid. My hair gets scraggly if it goes too long, so, you know, just the, it's kind of easy, you know, I'm an easy kind of dude, you know, just clip the fingernails and the toenails, easy, it takes me a minute. Uh, Laundry, you know, is like, okay. Doesn't cost me a lot, you know, to keep everything together, you know. All my sport coats, even though they're a couple years old, they're still kind of fashionable, you know, like Ralph Lauren, but they fit, you know, I have like a vest, some dress shirts. I generally wear jeans and sneakers, you know, when I go dancing. I do have suits, you know, it's funny, this one suit, put on the pants, you know, like, well, when you do squats, your waist expands, so I could barely close it, you know, and I could feel like my legs are, I'm not saying my legs are huge, but, you know, surprise, I put it on and go, fuck, you know, like, I could rip these if I try to do some, my, you know, compression drop or dance moves, you know, stuff. I could feel my legs are kind of full in the slacks, you know, it's like, okay. Hmm. I look at them, they don't look that, to me, it's not, they don't look that big, but, you know, they will grow if you do all the, you know, the hard leg work that I do. I like to push the sled. If your gym has a sled, what I try to do, my best recommendation is get low. And what I mean get low is try to get your hands, if there's a lower place you can push it from, so then your legs and your ass is pushing the fucking sled. You're lowering your center of gravity. When you're pushing it from up here, you're using a lot of your upper body. Yes, you're using your legs too, but boy, you get low on there, it's all ass and all legs. And like I said, bigger ass, bigger legs, you know, so bigger legs, bigger ass. You can say whatever you want, any combination. So you know, because I consider legs kind of a tricky area to get in there and work around, you need to build an arsenal of exercises that will work for you. Some things I really don't care if I feel like it don't kind of work for me, so I'll experiment with this shit. If I get a little something off it, I'll stick with it. If not, I say, ah, fuck it. Okay, let's try something else. Try something else. And you know, Anthony Robbins, change your approach. If something doesn't work, change your approach. I'll do variation of exercises for shoulders. You know, I've always had decent shoulders because I do a shitload of push-ups. That's all front delt. So now it's like I don't even do regular push-ups. I'll do shit at an angle, and then I'll do handstand push-ups where I can get my feet up against the wall or something toward the end. And I can't crank out that many. I can do maybe 10 to 12, you know, in a set. But I'll do a couple sets. I'll get on a dipping bar, you know, and I'll see if I can get it to work. I can get my shoulders in to where I won't flip over. I'll try to basically do a handstand on a push up on a excuse me on a dipping bar, and that requires it's, you know, you see gymnasts doing that, like they can get their feet straight up. I'm not that strong. My balance, I don't have a good enough balance in it. These guys are incredibly strong to do that, but I can get to where I slowly get my feet, you know, up to about a, you know, certain angle, and then I can't get straight up because I feel I'm gonna fall over, or I don't have the control to get my feet out. Like my feet are tucked in. It's a lot of strength. You know, you ever hear that on those Olympic rings that it's called the Iron Cross, where they get their hands straight out like that. Let's go ahead and try that and see how hard fucking that shit is. Combination of incredible balance and strength that you know. It's unbelievably difficult to hit that iron cross position. Um, but I just, man, I know I talked about, dude, that guy, fuck man. I mean, think about it. It makes perfect sense, though. He keeps it, and it probably takes just enough to maintain that look, and that's got him on. I think he did like 500 of those novels. Those romance novels. They use his body for that because it's the fucking epitome of, I was gonna say the epitome of perfection, but it's like you're an average dude that works out, wishes in their lifetime to look like that. You're no, no, it can't be. You can't. No, no. It's just it's just your body. It won't give you. It will not give you without. You would think like they show you in the Greek times those guys that were no. And he keeps it on the DL. And I guess the only reason I thought about it, I said, what the fuck is he keeping it? What do you think he's fooling? And I know why. Because I guess in the late 80s, he won. I know I looked it up. I saw the Mr. Natural contest that he won. And if he were to say, well, hey, I've been using, my life, they would strip him of that title, like, and I know, like, that it's like, hey, if you don't say nothing, you're fine, So that's his MO, he's just being quiet about it. But no, I remember there was a natural Olympia too. I was looking into, I wanted to be a natural bodybuilder. No. Look up that samurai guy who won the natural Olympia. You tell me that's natural. You could, no, no, there's this guy, he's got a nutrition store in West Hollywood, not far from me. This guy's big, and he was in the natural Olympia. That guy, that ain't fucking taking, man. They're taking growth hormone. They're taking something. They're no, no. Okay, no. You ain't fooling me, man. My whole life was bodybuilding. The whole fucking life. Over 400 times in 1 year, I went to the gym, and I eating my whole life. That's all I did. Now I can believe me, you can build one hell of a body if your whole life is bodybuilding. You can build one hell of a body, but you ain't gonna look like Michael Hearn. You ain't gonna be even close. Okay, you're not even gonna be close. That's the level that I'm putting that guy on. So I say you can build one hell of a body. Like I'm like here, one hell of a body is here, and then Michael Hearn is maybe I'm trying to fit him up there. I can't even. So no, okay. And it's like hard because it's like that's what they don't tell these kids that. They don't tell them you got to kind of figure it out on your own. And it doesn't matter because you're you and you're trying to be like the best you can be, and you're looking and say, well, how the fuck? They don't have to tell you. You should be able to. If you're a master bodybuilder, then Now I want to clear something up about master dancing. The guys are really good, right? But see, they know where to open up and when not to. Exactly. That's a master. Like control. I'm going to show something right now because now is the time for me to show it. You don't need to go out to every place and show it. They don't. Why? Or somebody calls them and hey, come on. They're not idiots. Like the master. There's a time to show. And you decide. When there is. It's like when I go out, I like things to kind of be on my terms, like for me to really get into it. And if it's not, I can't, I'm not gonna dance in a big crowd of people to music I don't like. That's not me. I need space, and I need good music, and I need a place conducive environment for what I do. It's got to be all those things. If it's not, it just doesn't work, and it's hard because, you know, It's getting harder and harder to find places like that. And as I get old, that ties into how I open this subject, this episode. It's like it's not just one read. You go there to communication and try to meet women. That's not the only thing. I dance for myself, like I said, to keep myself in first class condition because I truly enjoy it. Because in my warped mind, if my ship ever does come in and I do meet a producer, then I don't need to practice. That's all I've been doing. So I'm in first class condition. It's not like, oh, I haven't danced in years. No, 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 no. This is me. This is what I can do. I'm for real. Let's make this happen, kind of thing. Like I'm not. So I do this with the delusional dream that maybe one day somebody would listen to my dance movie idea that I wrote, a script, not just an idea. It's a real fucking complete story. It needs a little modification, but it's just about, I got 100 fucking pages, of pretty fucking badass, inspirational story. I mean, it's really fucking good. And I got other shit that's not registered and not complete because I got no faith, man. If I can't get anybody to listen to this, why should I write other things, I feel like I'm wasting my time. Like if nobody will listen to me, nobody will listen to me, Go all the way to Orange County, from West Hollywood. It's 50 miles, 35, 40. It's definitely, it's between there. 40 miles, to Disneyland or whatever. It's like Fullerton. Irvine's further, I know. Go out to these places because it's like I want to get away. I want to get away from here. And even if I go to these places and I don't have a good time, I know I'm away. And I don't have a problem with that. Even if I don't have a good time, I'm still away for a little bit, And it's worth $100 to come back, but God, like tonight, let me digress about what happened tonight. So I went to the den. I said, oh, it's kind of crowded and stuff. And I see like groups of women. I try to say something, and not getting any. So I went back to the piggy and I went upstairs, and then a group of those women that I saw at the den showed up, came upstairs, and I started trying to talk to them right away, and they just all, like in one group, turned around and walked back downstairs. I was like, where are you going? He just got up and came all the way up here. Where are you going? The last chick she's a little short. And I thought, hey, you. Hey, you. She was part of the content review, part of the clan. Like she couldn't, had to go along with everybody. Like she just couldn't. None of these women couldn't take into consideration that, hey, this is like a nice guy. He's really trying. He's would love to talk to us, kind of thing. Just got it in their mind. You don't know what's in their mind, but I have a good idea. Yeah, he's just a horny old man. You don't know what you know what? And you know what? Okay. All right. That is true. That is true. Yeah, I think about getting laid. Yeah. Does that make me a fucking pervert, a creep, or a weirdo? How'd you get here? How'd you fucking get here? Your parents met. Hopefully they were married. They had sex, and then you were born. So what I'm doing is nothing weird, strange, or odd. Okay, going out dancing and trying to live a dream and maybe meet somebody. You tell me how that's fucking, I mean, look, I used to go to the West Hollywood place. I had to deal with like fucking, the lesbians fucking busting my balls and, yeah, you do here, you don't belong here. You know, how do they know what you are? By yourself, they don't know. What is it, LGBTQ? They don't know if you're bi. Isn't bi? It means you like both. No, I'm not, but no disrespect to them or anything. But to me, I said something once. It's all about equality. Equality means that everybody's equal. That means that, look, I saw there were a couple gay guys who were smacking the guys out a couple of weeks ago, a month ago at the Piggy, like dancing. Hey, I didn't go up to them and say, hey, you don't guys don't belong here. This is not a gay club. I don't. And then, now they feel comfortable there. And because the week before was the Britney thing, so they thought it was. And then I never saw the guys again. They never showed. But you see, I would go to the Abbey all the time. I go. So it doesn't matter. Like I believe that's part of equality. Equal. If you're allowed to go here, I'm allowed to go there. All. It's not only gays are allowed here. It's only blacks are allowed here. Only Jews are allowed here. Only whites are allowed here. Only Mexicans are allowed. It's not. Now, you kind of like if you go to certain areas and believe me, dude, I used to drink in Skid Row, a block from Skid Row is King Eddie's. There's all different types of people. Like you think only it's only these kind of people. Look, on last Monday night, I went to the place, the El Cita. It was mostly Hispanic, but there were white people too. You know, now I didn't see any black people, but you know what? I didn't feel out of place. It was music. It was supposed to be like '90s music, and it wasn't. That's the common bond. I'm there for a reason. So I know people go where they're kind of comfortable, and Fullerton, kind of Hispanic area, so I didn't see like really any blacks. Now Anaheim, really, it's funny. Like that, the older dancing crowd, there are some black people that show up, and it's funny because Orange County is not predominantly, there's a very low black population in Orange County, but they do show up there. Irvine, no. Um, where else? Where else did I mention? They go. I forget where else they go. But anyway, you know what? I don't judge and I don't care. I like all races. I like women. I don't discriminate. I regulate. You remember Big Pun said that? Dude, I will take. Believe me, if I see something I like, I don't give a fuck what race. It's what I like is what I like. Um, period. So there you go. But my preference, if I could say like if I could say like you said, what do you think? Like what is your ultimate, like, if you had a choice, what would you like? I like Puerto Rican women. I like Jennifer Lopez. I just think this, you know, it's incredible because she's a dancer. I see that, and it's like just it's not just because she's beautiful. Like she's a smart, like business. Like 50 years old. It's like a couple years older than me. It's the epitome of perfection. There's nothing, like it's what can you say? I mean, it's beyond. Ever since I was a kid, I like Latino women, so that is the epitome of like unbelievable. Um, you know, but again, even like like a Jewish woman that would relate to is good too for me. So Latina, white, like Jewish, and that's kind of like what I dream about. But I know it's never going to happen because I'm too much of like an oddball. Like I'm an outlier. Like I read this book, audiobook, The Outliers, and the outliers are the people on the fringe, but somebody worth $100 million is an outlier. They're not normal, but I'm on the bottom part of the outlier. Not a bum, not homeless, but you know, I'm not a successful man. So, you know, there's the outliers up here, there's the outliers down there. And I unfortunately, you know, might be, you know, these compliments from me going out dancing. That's great and everything, but it has not built a life. Uh, but I don't give up, you know, like I'm one of those guys that just will not. What's the alternative? What's the alternative? You know, like, you know, you pretend you're hearing the train, you know, leave the Union Station, as I might be. I chose things that are kind of healthy for you, but they don't build a life. Fitness and bodybuilding and dancing. So I guess, you know, like, but most people don't, no, they need money. They need a, you know, they have a house, you know, like this is how you attract a woman, you know, not by building a body or by great dancing, you know, they have something to offer. They got a house, you know. Um, it's like, okay, so let me connect the places, and how that connects to what I just said. Um, Near the Den, there's other places. There's the SB clubs. There's Nightingale and La Cienega and uh, Hyde Lounge on Sunset and Crescent Heights. Now, I was up there. I walked by there last night, the night before. I'm sorry, it was Thanksgiving. It was yesterday. They weren't open. And I even asked. I see these young people. They're half my age. Guys are wearing fucking hoodies. You know, jackets with a hoodie. The high end fucking places. They got like 100,000, 150,000. They got those G class Mercedes, you know, the box that people got. These kids got money. They come from whatever, rich families or whatever. I don't know. Beautiful women, you know, young. And I asked one of the security guys, you know, yeah, I said, is there a dance floor in there? And he goes, no, no, it's a big lounge with music. And he said, well, how do you get in? You know, he said, well, it's promoters up to the promoter thing. So I went online and I did see like the guest list. They have a guest list for those places. And there was like a summary. It was really funny. It said, please, I'm not exaggerating, I swear, verbatim, I could say the word for word. Uh, please, men, guys, please do not show up wearing a suit and sneakers. I swear, it's what it said. And it said, please, you know, jeans and, you know, stylized shoes, you know, you know, Nike Jordan, they are okay. And I'm sitting there going to myself, you know, I wore one time, I remember a couple months ago in Anaheim. It was badass. I have this like this brown three-piece suit with like, you know, my Asics, brand new Asics. I wasn't wearing a hat, but I was a badass look. If you're a street dancer, you know, that fucking, you know, popper, boogaloo, you're wearing a fucking badass suit with the vest and the brand new kicks. That's a badass fucking, and you can get down. That's like, you know, television ready look. I mean, it's badass. And it says in the thing that don't show up like that. You know, these people are fucking morons. You know, like that. It's a sign of the times. You know, it's just a sign of the fucking times that these places. I mean, they're just not now. Sometimes I don't know where to go. I stand outside there and I'm like, well, people looking at me like, who's this clown? Who's this guy? He's standing here like, and I'm like, oh, I can't get in. You know, like now I'm listening to the music, and the music sucks. So, and then I look at the expressions on the women coming out with their girlfriends, and they're like, none of them are walking out there going, wow, that was a fucking great. We had a great time. Now I know Nightingale Plaza has a dance floor in there because I saw on the website it shows you inside. It's like, you know, it's like you want to live while you're still alive, right? And this is what's considered like nightlife in LA, the SBE clubs. And I'm just like, you know, I go to Piggy, and it's like it's nothing. And then I'm thinking, where is everybody? You know, I'm trying to go where the people are. I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to get outside the box. You know, like go where I even go on an Eventbrite. I try to look at things. You know, I trying to stay in the loop. Now I know during the day, the for street dancers, they have the events. You just got to be in the know, like, and some of them are just far fucking way out there. They go all the way out there for no fucking reason, but that is kind of like my ilk. People that pop and lock, not b-boys, but the poppers and lockers. That's my mo. That's what I'm. You know. Now I did see something online on Sunset. There is a small street dance studio that opened. I might go down there and check it out. But again, I don't. To me, classroom is not. That's not the kind of dancer I am. I don't really enjoy that. I don't like staring in the mirror, like looking at my moves. Oh, did I hit my hand angle right? Like when I came up here, like is that? I don't do that shit, dude. I play the music. I just fucking open up and I kill it. I get down, and no matter what song they play, I move differently. Like now these people, they're thinking like the choreography for videos. Like this kind of jerky movements. I've watched. They moves like they call it hip hop. I've seen like they move back and like this flow and like who whatever like it's one guy, it's some guy that got lucky to get cast in a background dancer, and then he becomes like a choreographer. It's like he's coming up with his moves, and like that might be featured in a music video, like a routine, and he's saying that's the way you should dance to this kind of music, and I say bullshit. Like hip hop and stuff like that, you gotta understand a lot of that stuff that's gangster. It's from the streets of sea walking. I never seen anybody, any of these fucking hip hop guys that can skip properly. Not one they don't know because they're not G's. I can. Now, I'm not from the hood, but I watch a dude skipping. Once I saw that, I said, dude, I can do that because I understand the flow to the music. None of these fucking people do that. Nobody at Millennium, nobody at fucking Edge, none of those fucking people know anything. Respectfully. Now, they dance for like, you gotta understand, like for Britney or whatever, like that guy with Friedman, I don't know what the fuck it means. They get one of these gay guys, and they works with a woman, like, and I watch it. It's just a group, it's like a group of cheerleaders. They're all doing the same kind of moves, and I don't even have to. I can watch it and I can just do my own thing. And I think the way I flow is way better than those people. I mean, again, no disrespect to them, but dancing is something that you don't have to like, break down into like, stepping, the perfect moves and steps. No, your body is designed to move to flow a certain way, and I flow the way that I flow. Like the better you get, you should have great control and fluidity. Really make it look like you know what the fuck you're doing. There's a way to dance to the Bee Gees. Staying Alive, Saturday Night Fever. There's ways to fucking do it. There's ways to dance to certain Michael songs. There's ways to, there's just a lot of fucking ways, and that's what you want to be. Now I've seen that Ricardo Walker. I watched that. I think he danced background on the Dangerous Tour, like Jimmy King did, Taco. I forget who else was there. And I watched his thing where it's like dancing through the decades, and it comes out with a couple guys and these umbrellas with the Singing in the Rain. The umbrella is unnecessary. And he did not cover. Like I watched the whole thing. He did the disco thing, but he's kind of skipped over locking and straight boogaloo and popping. He did like footloose that's in the Macarena, like bonehead dances that are just not really considered dances to me. It's just kind of like a generic, um, you know, uh, uh, 72 million views, and I think like, I remember one time I was at Happy Endings, this bar, it's not there anymore, Sunset and Crescent Heights, and this guy Twitch came in, and he's a DJ for Ellen now. He can pop, he can dance, he can dance pretty well. He showed up there, and I was doing my thing. I was in my element, and he showed me his thing, and I definitely held my own against him. I did not get served, and that's based on somebody's right in front of me. They're doing their thing, and I do my thing. I can see how good they are. Like I know if I'm being overmatched by somebody. Now I'm not talking about the crowd and their friends cheering for them or anything. I'm watching their ability. I know what my ability is, and I can tell them if they're better than me or not, or if they've got a size of how much time they have under their belt. Like I can tell, how good. And some of these OGs, they would just blow me out of the water because it's not, they're just so refined from decades of doing a certain style. I remember like when I had 10 years under my belt, like Flat Top would do his thing, and forget it. I mean, it was like not even, I was getting, it wasn't even close. He was fucking just, it's like his fluidity and everything um, was just clowning me. So no, like I know, people that are better than me, that have been around longer, that are just better, whatever, for whatever reason, their style, in their element, you're not going to beat them. So, it's like, I don't, again, I'm older, so, I just, these battles things are very, they don't happen very often. Not anymore, anyway. Um, I've seen sometimes when, I go to these places, they're not even really conducive, and their kids get drunk and they all try to, Bedu, Bedu. And I go, no. And you, why? And I go, because the music sucks, and it's not a battle. Like, your friend is not a real dancer. Like, it's not, it's like, it's not a, it's not a real battle, like I could tell, like a real fucking, what I wrote in my script is a real battle, man. A real battle, like it would be, oh man, it would be beautiful too, if boy, it would be the Rocky of dancing. It really would. It really fucking would. If anybody with half a brain would in the movie business would entertain the idea, and they don't. They're too stupid. They go on the bandwagon, the step up thing. They just get a really good looking. I heard he's all right. I think yeah, he's okay. But it's his look that's more important. It's like the Les twins. They're all right. It's the look. They bounce off each other. There's two of them. They all, they're like the modern day Nicholas brothers. The Nicholas brothers can fucking dance though. The Les twins are, no offense, but they're like a sloppy, this wild, kind of like, how do I mean, Savion Glover is a great tap dancer, but there's this wild movement, swinging from the chandeliers like the Sia. I watched that thing like she's like moving her like Martha Graham. She's like everything's going everywhere. There's no control of anything. But then like Sia does like a spin like that means I knew she took ballet when she was a kid. But I hear this. It's like 2 billion views. This woman. She goes, I believe like I'm swinging from the chandelier, like a monkey. It's so stupid. I'm sorry. None of these. I know I'm ranting. I'm ranting, but it's warranted. None of these songs. They got 2 billion views on YouTube. 2 billion. 1 billion, 1.5 billion views, and they suck. The chain smokers, all these idiots, they're boneheads. They're all fucking. I'm sorry, Lady Gaga. Like I'm not taking away. You got a great voice. Like but you're not the music does not dance music. It's not. It's not. I'm sorry. Poker Face is not a good flowing dance song. It's not. The Gangnam Style, Gangnam Style, whatever. But that's a generic house beat. Sexy lady. It does. It's no. I mean, what's good? Like what's good? Stuff not from the past. I mean, I already mentioned some stuff by Bruno Mars and Usher. Um, There is a song I can't get the fucking name of it. Some chick, I heard it at my gym sometimes. I'm trying to listen to the lyrics. I can't fucking figure out who the fuck did it, but it's a good flowing, good dance. Whoever fucking put that thing together. It's a cute song too. It's like Katy Perry, the last Friday night. Cute. It's cute. The flow of the tempo, the flow of it. What else did I write down? Yeah, some other stuff. I just don't want to mention it. That's not worth. It's, you look at the top 100 songs, for dancing in the past 20 years. It's like work, 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 yibby, 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 work. It's like strip club music. The Nicki Minaj, whatever these people like. A fifth, what is it called? The harmony, fifth harmony, whatever. It sucks. No offense to Beyonce, it's, it's not good. Single ladies, it's not clean. It's not a fucking badass dance song. It's good? Toxic by Britney Spears. It's not bad. Justin Timberlake. Dance, dance. Can't stop the feeling. That's good. Britney, oops, I did some Britney songs. Well, these other people, they don't fucking know, or they're recording engineers. The beats, they suck, you know? And I'm like, I'm, thinking like, funk. I'm thinking like, there's some badass shit out there. Rick James. Yeah, I'm not saying like, Beyonce or Black. It's just, they suck. She's just a pretty face. Got a decent pitch, she can sing. But these recording engineers are fucking boneheads, they it's sloppy. It doesn't flow. But meanwhile, it gets billion views. They have 500 million views. Why? Because there's nothing else out there. They suckered basically the youth in. Now let me explain. Let me digress before I get off this. There's a comment I saw. It said this guy goes, "My dad listened to Elvis. My mom, liked the Beatles, and I'm gonna tell my kids about this Avicii or whatever, Avicii, whatever." I started. I listened to that, and I wrote a comment to this moron. I said, "You're comparing this dumb house music to the Beatles and Elvis. That's the problem. There's nothing good out there." Now, I thought that Justin Bieber was supposed to be the next Elvis. I really thought, because the guitar and everything like that, I thought he was going to come out like he's going to be the next Elvis. He's modern. No, no. I know he's trying, but no. He doesn't have he doesn't understand what it it's like the next Michael Jackson. No, no. Michael Jackson went sold, even that was it 1977, Take Your Body Onto the Ground, the Off the Wall album, or before Thriller. You could see the guy was like, and then he came up with the band, like with the Jack. But when he went off on his own, oh my God, and there's nothing, there's nobody that can, nothing close. There's nobody out there that can do anything. Bruno Mars is fairly talented, and I use that word fairly. He's not, because what he does, he just basically takes shit and he cleans it up, and he does a good job at that. True. He did one song like it was kind of like the Temptations thing. But that's not the innovator. There's a huge difference. He's not an innovator. He's not. He might people might think he is. He's not. He's taking what's already been done visually, like in cleaning it up. And he's not, he's not creating, he's taking stuff and he's just cleaning it up and he's not a real, you know, Michael Jackson, didn't take stuff and cleaned it up. He fucking came out with, on an album like that, that were perfect for its time. Shake Your Body on Down to the Ground, start something, whatever album. I don't care. Name the album. Off the bad album, Smooth Criminal. It didn't matter. Everything's fucking totally badass. It's not. Find something on anything that was just totally fucking rocked my world. It's a great. I know it's on the Invincible album, but that song in of itself. It's not a copy. It's like this guy's original. He knows. He knew. Sorry, he's dead, but he knew. People like they don't know. They're getting to the beats. It's not good. It's not. It's of an offshoot of house. It sucks. Now I know when house came out, I hated it from the beginning because it's a sloppy music that it's just like and it's also it's garbage. Meanwhile, what I just mocked has like 1 billion views on YouTube. 2 billion. Oh, how? Because nothing out there. There's nothing out there. That's why. It's clever. It's clever. Eat garbage. Like think about it. When you're hungry. When you're hungry and there's nothing out there, like let's say you're driving to Vegas and you're and that's the problem. Like people are consuming garbage is what it is, and that's what it is. That I know. There is some. It's not all garbage, but I'm telling you, like I do a lot of this stuff just to see am I missing anything here. This Marshmallow guy, the Calvin Harris, he's he's got a little flow to him. He kind of understands a little something. Because I can hear it in the music. I'm not inept to say it's all garbage. I listen to it and I can pretty much tell you very quickly if it's tight, not tight, or if there's potential. And listen, you want to hear, like you say, you want to hear somebody that doesn't get a lot of attention. Listen to fucking Dogmaster. Listen to Dogmaster, It's okay. Now we're talking. For a dude, like if you're a popper, or Liquid Animation, and you want funk and stuff, listen to fucking Dogmaster, Sleeping Single, Bedroom Dance, fucking the pop lock funk, All right. He gets. There's another dude that understands like the real kind of. There's people that know. They know. They might not be phenomenal dancers, but they know how to fucking turn out a good beat. The problem. Taylor Dane, Paula Abdul. Oh, the way that you love me, the fucking knocked out. Opposites attract. It's looking all badass, So there are people that can fucking that brought it, and there's people that can still bring it. But there's a lot of garbage out there, my friend. There's a lot of garbage out there. And it's a Bishna Harpa who's saying Yiddish, which is a crying shame that most of it is garbage. The Weeknd, I can't feel my face, all right, okay. The video is garbage. I can't believe that, such a tight song and the guy makes a small little fucking video in a karaoke bar. And one guy at the very end throws his lighter, and the guy lights up it. And it cost him 5 cents to make that video. And the video, the guy's got over 1 billion, got like almost 2 billion views. I know it's over 1 billion for sure, for sure. I mean, I know they killed it on that song. They made a fortune off that. They had to. If your song's got 1 billion views, you're making money. You're making fucking money. And you know, you just don't know. Neil Diamond said this. You just don't know what's gonna and what's not. So you know, but again, I've listened to a handful of songs, and it's just amazing that the nerve to play all this garbage that I hear out there. And I just don't want to contribute. I just don't want to dance to it and so it's a combination of a sucky venue, of sucky music, and that's just what it does. It rubs off on the patrons and makes it more difficult for me to like present what I have to offer, like what I bring to the table there. It just really sucks, It's just stupid. Bootsy Bellows, like once a year. I don't know if they have it at the same place, but it's a schmoozapalooza for Jewish singles. They had it in Hollywood a couple years ago. I would go almost every year to this thing. Never meet one fucking woman at this thing. Never meet one fucking woman. I'll go with their girlfriends, and it's like, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it, It's supposed to be a conducive environment for Jewish singles to meet, and it sucks. Go to a Jewish temple. Don't go. See, I can play devil's advocate on myself too. You don't understand. I like to go out and have fun. Those places, those Jewish temples, not a place for somebody like with my energy and me to go out and have fun with. Those are conservative people. There's reform. No, you don't understand. I mean conservative. They don't go out and dance. They don't women. They don't. They're homebodies, is what I mean. They're used to like a linear existence, like might go to a restaurant or something. They don't understand what I fucking do or why I do what I do and who I am. You're not gonna find that kind of person there. There's no way. There's no fucking way. They're homebodies. You got to meet somebody that's on your level. Like they get it. They see it in you, and they want to know like why you are you. Like which has to be done properly so you don't take offense to it. Because I remember this one woman. She was pretty. She was not bad, and she just sat there. Sat there outside talking to her friend fucking night. I felt like I was working my way in, and she looks at me after I did the magic with the hat thing, and she goes, "What's your deal?" She goes to me. Instead of getting up and wanting to know who I am, she says, "What's your deal?" Like instead of getting up and dancing with me or something like that, and it just rubbed me the wrong way. It kind of like, so I think I threw her off. I said, "You people, what you see, a deck of cards here or something like that." I threw her, you know. You know, that's the price of being a little different. It's the price of being a little different. Most women, they're not going to understand that. They're going to get the dancing. They don't want to know. I don't know what they want to know, and I don't care. I'm me, okay? And I'm trying to build a better version of myself. Like I said, I'm working on my doctorate degree, which might lead nowhere, but it's something. And women, it just seems like they put their girlfriends or they're my type. They're always with somebody else. That's not. It's not psychological. Somebody with somebody else, and that's what I like. Not at all. I know visually what I like, what I'm interested in, and I don't. It's always they're with somebody, with their friends or other girlfriends or guy friends. They're just not available. They're not. Maybe I'm not, because what happens is I was too aggressive. When I started this channel, I was like, go in, like fuck. Yeah, well, you know what, guys are gonna be a little protective. If you go in like this, you can't. You have to be really cool about it. Find out, and if they're in a relationship, you back off. It's not caveman times. It doesn't work that way. And if they're with their girlfriends, you have to casually befriend the group, and then you gotta hope, like, are your type. It's not fucking easy. It's not easy. It's and not easy means, like, you know, I have so little success to attribute to it. You know, it's very hard to build a foundation because it's not like going to the gym where you're like working on yourself. That's easy because nobody can stop you. Go to the gym. My gym opens 8 o'clock, so I might be going. But my point, but it's like, I mean, like Jordan Peterson talked about this. They have to be picky. They have a lot more to lose. If they get pregnant, whatever like that. So it's like you don't control. Like their decision. So that's why it's more difficult. It's not something. It's not something like you can decide. Like, I want to go to the gym. Like, I want to work on this. So it doesn't matter. Like, they make the ultimate decision if they want you. The first woman that ever took me home, I'll never forget. I was 25. 25. I used to go to this bar called Jay Sloan's, and there's this Jewish chick. It doesn't matter what her name is. It's irrelevant. But I left with her. I still talk once in a while here and there. She lives far away, but she's not, a little off on the deep end, and she's not really. But my point was, we both were Jewish. Like, she's a little bit older than me. It was kind of easy, like, and I saw it, and I jumped on the opportunity. She knew this other chick. Oh my God, this French Canadian chick. Oh my God, this black chick. I tried to nail her too. I never got her. I got close a couple of times, but I never got her. You know what? That's about it for now. So, we discussed a lot of different, excuse me, a lot of different stuff today. It's just when you don't want to miss out on anything in life. Like, you want to get all the stuff that's good during the day. You want to be part of this, and then at night you want all the nightlife. It's like you want to live while you're alive, and it's kind of hard to do. Like when you feel like you're being these places like the Key Clubs going there, and Roxbury, and Dublin, those fucking places where you go and just get down. All gone. I thought the Piggy place would be the best resurgence of something, like a modern day The Endings and fucking Dublin. Just on it. And dude, I slept to like Pasadena before, and you go to like to old town Pasadena to try to. It's inconveniently located to get home from there, you know? It's too far removed. In an Orange County thing, I know I'm taking a taxi back. I mean, a lot. We covered a lot in this. I hope that maybe you came away with a little something, understanding of how I feel about things. You know, if I could summarize everything, or if I could make one last point. The guy told me this my friend S. Goldie. He works in film. You know, one line that is so great, and it's summarized like what Wayne Dyer taught and everything. He goes, I don't get mad over things I can't control. I mean, it's such a profound statement. It's so fucking profound. I can't control that there are these places that music could play, they're not good. I can't control that these environments are not conducive. But I don't have to go there. Why get mad over it? You can't control it. So you don't get mad over things you can't control. It's a very powerful statement. And it's something that everybody should be working on. You know, like I work on that constantly. If a woman says, no, I can't, I don't get mad about it. No. Think about it. Until next time. Junior will keep it weird. Boom, 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 boom.